you all. Happy Friday. It is Levadeh with Levadeh, the a nonprofit based in Detroit, Michigan, that is focused on helping individuals experience abundance in their health, education, relationship, and ownership. We call it Hero, and we are working on our hero every day because if we save ourselves, we save the world. So, real quick, as promised, I'm coming to you today to give you um, some more info on our Own It series. And I'm very, very excited about what is developing and the conversations that we've been having around ownership. I want to give you a quick recap. We talked last week about how ownership it is the theme for 2026, and it is also not necessarily the traditional definition of ownership because we define it as taking responsibility for your choices, your lifestyle, your community, and your shared futures. Okay. And everywhere I said your, it's our, right? But it's for you and it's for me, it's for all of us. We're doing this um, for the lives that we want to create and the lives we want to experience. So I want to go ahead and take this because my goal has been how can I make this practical, right? How can we make this make sense? And I want to start with the fact that ownership is not just a mindset. Ownership does show up, though, in how we care about our mind, our mental health, how we care about our bodies, ugh, and how we care about our spirit lives and our emotional lives. And so when I talk about ownership, what I'm really talking about, I'm going to go to this one more time. When I'm talking about ownership, what I am really talking about, ooh, bear with me one second. Technical difficulties. Um, what did I just do? I took the presentation away from you all. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. Levita's still learning the internet. How does it even work? How does it work? We're figuring it out. Okay, here we go. We're back, I think. And okay. There we go. So, ownership, taking that responsibility for your choices, your lifestyle, your community, and your future is what's really important for us. But I want to break down a little bit because what stewardship is really learning how to responsibly tend to and responsibly care for the life that you've already been given. How do you work with what you've been given? Right. And then another term, alignment, which I talked a bit about last week, but alignment, quite simply, is making sure that the choices you're making, the things that you're doing, are in agreement with what matters most to you. Right. And so, stewardship, alignment, that is our goal. Okay. And now, to begin that, it is going to start with our mind. Right. And so, that mental, oh no. This is right and also it's not, but the ownership of your mental health, it means taking responsibility for your focus and your own decisions, right? That's a really big deal because if you don't take responsibility for that focus and decision, then you end up kind of like going through life without intention. You're floating along, you're getting lost, and maybe encountering the same lessons over and over again because there isn't that focus, right? But that focus, that process is something that we talk about as awareness, right? You have to know and have some concept and understanding of what you're doing, of what is happening in order to um, be able to move through it. Okay. And so I'm going to skip a couple slides right here, y'all. I apologize. When I restarted it, it went to the wrong one. But okay. Here we go. So, some ways that we want to make sure that I want to make sure that you are aware of. Um, I am discombobulated, you guys. I almost want to end the stream and start over, but I'm not. I'm going to keep going because it's not perfection, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But we can't change our patterns if we refuse to notice them. If we're not aware of it, if we're not paying attention to it, we really can't do much about it. And I really want to make sure that that is something that you as an individual are keeping at the front of your mind. Like, what am I doing? What are the thoughts that I'm thinking? What is my mind saying to me? And does it align with how I feel? Does it align with how I want to feel? Okay. And so one of the most powerful things that you can do is simply observe. Take a second and observe yourself with honesty and compassion, right? What that might look like is you can ask yourself some questions, right? How do I feel about my job today? How do I feel about my children? Or what is my thought towards this task that I'm about to do, right? What areas of my life am I kind of doing over and over and over and over again that I don't like, that I don't want? Or what areas of my life do I want to be doing more of? Do some introspection, right? Do some in internal interrogation. Ask yourself some questions. Okay. You want to do that. Like, what drains my energy? Right? What do I do when I'm feeling stressed? Right? When you ask yourself these questions, you are giving yourself clarity, and clarity is so important for our lives and for the steps that we take. Okay? And so remember, it's not about judgment though. It's not about perfection. What Levadeh is sharing with you today is all about getting clarity, getting some focus. Because once you have that focus, you can begin to decide about the actions that you are taking. Is the action that you're taking aligned with what you want to be doing? Or am I doing just what I've been used to doing my whole life? Right? And so we want to take a look at that. The next area, do I have it? Yes. Is your physical health or your body, right? The area of your body, how do you take ownership of that? When it comes to ownership in your body, for your body, I want to be really honest that that's a step that most of us skip. Okay? We skip it and we see it in ways that I'm just going to throw out a couple for you right now. You might not even realize, but are you exhausted? Are you tired? It's 6:08. Is it tired? Are you tired? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling underrested? Mm. Do you feel like you're trying to catch up and keep up with life? Right? Well, our decisions are going to reflect how our body feels. Some practical ways to take ownership of your body are to do some more investigation. Are you getting enough rest at night? Right? Did you get 8 hours, 7 hours, 3 hours, right? Are you getting your vitamins and minerals? Have you eaten foods that were nourishing to you today? Have you hydrated, gotten enough water? I need some water right now, but we'll wait. We'll wait till we're done. Are you moving your body regularly, right? Some quick check-ins with your body. You can move your head in a circle. from your head, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your feet, and your ankles. You can't see it, but I am doing it. Your legs and your hips. Have you moved around today? Are you paying attention to those things again that might stress you out? Oh, I do not want to talk to this person. Oof. Hello? Right? Like that's if we're enduring things that cause us stress repeatedly, that takes a toll on our body. Okay. So important, our body has, I believe it's eight systems in our body, but the two that really can help you out with your body are going to be your muscular and your circulatory systems, right? Those are directly affected by the movements that you do. Okay? Your digestion and your digestion and there's another that's directly affected by your hydration. Oh, your epidermis, your skin. These are all organs, your organs. In order for them to function well, they have to have hydration and nourishment, right? So you want to make sure that you are supporting your body and making choices that are going to help you to easier sustain the life that you're building. And when I say that, I'm meaning, can you keep doing what you're doing without burnout, without breaking? Right? That's a really, really big deal. Really, it's something that you definitely want to investigate. And the next area that I want to talk about, nope, not that way, is your emotional health. Ooh, sometimes we don't talk about emotions much, right? But your emotions, that's your soul. Your soul, your body and your mind are working together with this whole other soul system, which is basically that judgment, that determination of how you feel about things, right? And you take ownership of your emotional health by taking responsibility for that inner guidance and inner wisdom and for your values. A way to connect with that, I'm going to just demonstrate it right here. It's just breathing into your nose and letting your belly fill with air. Pause and then breathe out. And then do it again. Taking that pause gives you a little reset for your own nervous system. Breathing into your diaphragm. When I just breathe, I breathe into my belly. And so that reset lets you kind of get some insight. Okay, so what am I feeling right now? I feel a little anxious. Personally, I don't like doing videos, but I'm grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful to be able to share this because I believe that this knowledge that I have that it can help people, and so I'm doing it. So those are some dualities of feelings right there, right? But this helps me with the next area, getting that awareness and that check on what I'm feeling in my emotional health. It helps me in my spiritual health. Okay. And so in the spiritual health, that means for taking ownership of your spiritual health means taking responsibility for your inner guidance and your values again, but doing it from the space of internal alignment, spiritual alignment, right? And so I'm not going to do this in front of you guys, but taking 5 minutes to reflect on what aligns with your own truth today could make a huge difference for you. But then the question is, maybe, how do I find my truth? How do I find it? Well, you have to develop that relationship with your own inner world to make space for that clarity, right? Here's why it's important. I'm going to do a little diagram with my hands, because that emotional, how you feel about what you're doing, right? And that spiritual, of what are the values that guide what you're doing. For so many of us, they're off. They're off. They're not in alignment. For emotional health, people who go to work but they hate their job, right? No, excuse me, they go to work and they're not enjoying their job. It's because their spirit might not like that job that they're doing, right? And so they're not moving in alignment. That's causing conflict. That conflict is causing direct stress on their body. And that direct stress on their body is causing also mental load within them. And if they're feeling out of alignment in these areas, they are feeling disease. Okay? They're feeling unwell, misaligned, out of fragmented, right? They can discipline themselves to keep doing, we can discipline ourselves to keep doing things that we don't like doing, that does not make us feel good, that is not growing us. But when we develop that discipline, it doesn't last and it's not healthy, right? But if you can find yourself in spiritual alignment, take those few minutes and allow that inner voice to guide you, and find yourself in emotional and soul alignment, which means that you're staying connected to what's giving you meaning and direction for your life, then you will be not just satisfied and at peace, but actually promoting that abundance. And that's Levadeh's whole thing. How do we get to that abundance, that wholeness, that alignment of life? That's the journey I'm taking you all on. And so, just for alignment, I want you to just ask yourself, what do I say matters most to me? A quick check-in for it. What do I say matters most to me? And then, are my daily choices lining up with what I say matters most to me? Or am I performing out of head? Am I performing out of body, out of obligation, right? This is not a pursuit of perfection. This is a pursuit of intentionality. Okay? And so I want to say this. I want to leave you with this. There are more practical ways that we would love to, at Levadeh, help empower your hero. Okay? Because ownership is not just about perfection. Ownership is about participation. It's about participating in these hero segments of your life. It is one honest step at a time, one supported decision at a time, and one aligned choice at a time. And so if this resonated with you, I invite you to stay connected to me here on the Own It series, because we are building this together. And along the way, I want you to remember always that you are loved. I love you, but you are loved. You are worthy of living an abundant life. And I want you to remember to always stay encouraged. I will see you next Friday. My kids are calling. Bye, y'all.